Forests provide us with an abundance of ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are things that our environment provide that people need but don't have to pay for. Forests play a role in purifying the air we breathe and the water we drink. Forests produce oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide and other pollutants from the air. This cleans the air and helps improve air quality. Trees produce oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. In this process, carbon dioxide and water are converted into glucose and oxygen. Forests capture rainwater and recharge underground aquifers. Forest soil filters out substances such as mercury, pesticides, and other pollutants from rainwater. The forest cover also slows down erosion and delays the release of water into streams, helping stabilize the quality and quantity of water in the area. Studies have found that for every 10% increase in forest cover in the source watershed, waterworks treatments and chemical costs decrease by about 20%. Aiding in regulating climate. Trees regulate our climate by sequestering carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. A forest acts as a carbon sink. A carbon sink is an environment or a natural process that absorbs more carbon dioxide than it emits. Trees accumulate carbon within their woody biomass. As they grow, they trap carbon dioxide to form wood, leaves, and roots. Around 50% of the dry mass of a tree is carbon, and this carbon usually will be stored for the lifetime of the tree, or longer, for example if the wood is used to build a house. Lumber, wood that has been processed into beams or planks, can be used in a number of structural processes and manufacturing. Forests also help regulate humidity and temperature by evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration involves two processes: evaporation of water into the air from the forest canopy and soil, and transpiration of water into the air from trees through their stomata and their foliage. Mitigating natural hazards such as floods. Trees in the surrounding green spaces slow water flow so that precipitation can infiltrate into the soil. But even water that does not soak into the ground is slowed in its way so that the peak flow is reduced and pressure on the banks of streams, rivers, and lakes to hold all that water is eased. Forests also regulate water supply. Forest canopy, branches, and roots can store and release water vapor, which helps to regulate precipitation and shelters soil from heavy rainfall that can cause erosion. Forests as genetic reserves. Forests face a variety of challenges to survival, such as climate change and the threat of native and exotic pests and diseases. Genetic diversity within a forest is key to resilience to these threats. British forests are based on a relatively narrow range of tree species. Genetic diversity determines the degree to which our forests can adapt to the current and future conditions and changes. Gene reserve forests are like gene banks for trees, making sure we conserve the genetic variability of tree species, which is an important aspect of biodiversity. In fact, biodiversity consists of three levels: the diversity of ecosystems, species, and genomes. Gene reserve forests save the genes that we regard as the most valuable at a given time. For example, a gene which gives resistance to a pest or disease. Even in gene reserve forests, it's impossible to entirely avoid the influx of new genetic material though, because of the spreading of pollen from nearby forests.